Okay, so recall that our quotient powers is a to the m over a to the n equals a to the m minus n. You're subtracting the exponents. We're reducing fractions with numbers. Try dividing out 2, 3, 5, and 7. You could divide out other numbers too, but if you can't divide out these numbers, most likely it's already reduced. So now let's look at example 1. Simplify and state the excluded values. So we have 2 over 4x. So we can divide each of those by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. There's no other x's here, so we just carry that over. Your excluded value, you don't want x to equal 0. So that's your excluded value. This just means x is not equal to 0. Can you divide out of 5 and 45? 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 45 divided by 5 is 9. We just have an n down here, so we carry it over. And we can't have a 0 in the denominator, so n cannot equal 0. That's your excluded value. And in this specific case, it's a vertical asymptote. Alright, let's look at C. We have 3y squared over 9y. What number can we divide 3 and 9 by? 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and we still have y squared. 9 divided by 3 is 3y. Now we have a y in the numerator and the denominator, so we're also going to use our quotient powers property to simplify it further. So that's equal to y to the 2 minus 1 all over 3. 2 minus 1 is just 1, so you have y over 3. And this would be your simplified fraction. There's no excluded values for this part, but since there's a y at the beginning, let's just say y still can equal 0. So like, what would it be on this one? What's the exponent of this a? 1. And what can we divide by for 8 and 80? Yeah, we can divide by 8. You don't have to do 2, 2, and 2. You could just divide out 8. So we have 1, a to the 5th over 10a. Okay, what's the exponent of this a by itself? 1. And then, so now we have a to, what are we subtracting up here? Minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. So your reduced fraction is a to the 4th power over 10. And remember, a just k equals 0. Alright, let's look at E. We have 27m to the 5th power over 24m to the 3rd power. What can you divide these by? Okay, we can divide by 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9. 9m to the 5th. 24 divided by 3 is 8. 8m cubed. You see that there's an m up here and an m down here. So what are we going to do with the two numbers? Subtract them. 5 minus 3 is 2. So you have 9m to the 2nd power over 8. And then for the last row on this page, what can you divide by 25 and 10? Okay, let's divide by 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5, so we have 5c to the 9th. 10 divided by 5 is 2, 2c to the 4th. What do we do with the 2 c's? Subtract them, so 9 minus 4 is 5. So we have 5c to the 5th over 2. And of course, c can't equal 0. Alright, let's turn to the next page. Simplify, state the excluded values. We have 4/6 What can we divide these by? 2. Okay, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Are these the same or different? Why are they different? What's different about them? Yeah, one has a plus, one has a minus, so you have to just copy them down and leave them the same. Your excluded value is n cannot equal -2, because if you had a -2 down here, that would be 0. You can't have the 0 in the denominator. Let's look at the next one. 16 times a plus 1 over 12 times a minus 1. What can we divide these by? Okay, we can divide by 2. So we have 8 times a plus 1 over 6 times a minus 1. Is there another thing you can divide these by? 2 again. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then 6 divided by 2 is 3. Are these the same or different? Why? Yeah, one's plus, one's minus, so we're done with that. And your excluded value is that a cannot equal 1, because that would give you a 0 in the denominator. When we're looking for excluded values, you look at the original and the final answer. Okay, on C, we have x minus 2, x plus 2, x plus 1. And at the bottom, we have x plus 1, x minus 2, x plus 3. What cancels? Okay, what else? Okay, x plus 1, and then what else? X minus 2, anything else? Okay, so then we have x plus 2 over x plus 3. Your excluded values is that x cannot equal what canceled out. So it can't be -1, it can't be 2, and it can't be -3. Let's look at 2D. What cancels on this one? Everything? Okay, let's see. That cancels, everything cancels. So what does that mean the answer is going to be? 1. And you have 3 excluded values. Y cannot equal -9, 4, or 7. And those are all wholes. On E, we're going to factor this first. Okay, let's factor the top. So we have 12 and 7. So 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 plus 3 is 7. So at the top, we have m plus 4 and m plus 3. At the bottom, we're going to factor this one. So -12 and 1. 4 and -3 would work for that one. So we have m plus 4 and m minus 3. What cancels? Yeah, the m plus 4s. So you're left with m plus 3 over m minus 3. Your excluded values are -4 and +3. All right, let's factor this one. So we're going to factor the numerator and the denominator. So for this one, we're going to have -2 at the top, -1 at the bottom, -2 and +1. So we have g minus 2 and g plus 1 up here. At the bottom, we're going to have 1 and 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we have g plus 1 times g plus 1. What cancels here? Yes, and only one of them because we don't have a second one up here. So this is your answer. Your excluded values is that g cannot equal -1. Okay, I want you to do the practice problems on the next 2 pages. I want you to do the practice problems on the next 2 pages yourself or with your group. Turn this in, And then in a little while, I'll give you the exit ticket checkup quiz thing to do.